Divine transformation is at hand. 3 days to manifest your miraculous healing or be lost forever. The words echoed through Hopewell, shaking hearts and stirring souls. In a village steeped in tradition, where every prayer held power, such a proclamation felt otherworldly. Anna, a devoted mother, lay in her modest home surrounded by the rolling hills she loved. Life had begun to dim like the fading sun outside her window, yet a flicker of hope ignited her spirit. With each breath, she drew strength from her unwavering faith, gathering her children and husband beneath the blanket of love as evening prayers filled the room. Each night, they lit candles that danced with warmth, as whispered scriptures rose like smoke into the heavens. The world outside buzzed with anticipation, and the arrival of the prophetic bishop cracked open doors to possibility. Divine transformation, he had proclaimed, and the community held its breath, teetering on the edge of belief. As dusk turned to night, the flickering lights cast tender shadows across Anna's face, marking every wrinkle of pain. She closed her eyes tight, searching for a glimmer of that miracle the bishop spoke of. But time slipped by like grains of sand, and her body grew weaker under the weight of illness. Each day, coupled with thoughts of a miraculous recovery, was met with an equally heavy diagnosis from the doctor. The air felt electric with dread and desire. Timothy, her brother, burst into their prayer circle one fateful night, his demeanor dark. "Anna, this is madness. The bishop is just a man. Hope is not a replacement for medicine." His words sliced through their home, stirring unrest among the family. Anna's heart sank. The sanctuary they created was starting to crumble as her sickness consumed them. Desperation pushed her to seek out any remedy, anything that might restore her fading health. Yet every attempt met walls of disappointment. In the thick darkness of her struggle, Anna found moments riddled with the divine presence. Whispers of angels' wings fluttered past her as she prayed, shimmering fragments of light breaking through her despair like dawn breaking the night. 3 days, she repeated, an incantation between breaths, floating through the corners of her mind and creating a longing for reassurance. The final night approached, enveloping Anna in a shroud of urgent anticipation. With hours slipping away, she felt an undeniable pull towards the church, a heart of the village, steeped in love and miracle stories. Kneeling before the altar, it felt like time ceased to exist. The quiet wrapped around her like a warm embrace, and with trembling hands, Anna laid out her doubts before the divine. "Guide me, show me," her cries echoed into the silence, and for a fleeting moment, she felt everything shift. Suddenly, the air thickened with power, buzzing with divine promise that awakened a truth buried deep within her. The flickering candlelight grew brighter, casting a celestial glow. Hope shivered through her veins like electricity. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As Anna rose, filled with an inexplicable peace, something shifted in the room. A collective murmur stirred, a gasp from the gathered townsfolk who had come, awed by the sight. Was this the moment the bishop promised? Was the transformation upon them? As the clock neared midnight, Anna felt her heart pound fiercely, caught between the realm of faith and fear. What divine revelation awaited them as the hour approached? For the village held its breath, yearning for the next chapter in a story yet to unfold. The clock's hands crept towards midnight, each tick a reminder of the weight of expectation hanging in the air. Anna's heart raced, thumping against her chest like a drum calling forth the very heavens. The candle flames danced wildly, reflecting the swirling emotions amidst the congregation. Eyes filled with longing and uncertainty. Is this truly it? A soft voice broke the tension, as Mary, a neighbor, stepped forward, her expression a mixture of hope and fear. Is healing really possible? Anna turned to face her, gathering strength from the sight of her community united in this moment. "We must believe," she replied softly, her voice steadying. With her heart still echoing hope's fervor, she raised her eyes to the altar, a place steeped in miracles, where countless souls had laid their burdens and found peace. The bishop's mere presence drew every weary heart, like moths to a flame. He appeared at the front, draped in garments gleaming softly under the candlelight. His voice, when it came, was rich and powerful, reverberating like a soft thunder across the walls. "Children of God, the hour of reckoning is upon us. The divine touch is near." The murmurs of the crowd surged, creating an uproar of expectation. Anna felt that same divine pulse within her, a vibrant energy shifting the air around them. She closed her eyes again, wishing to hold onto the fleeting peace, begging for confirmation. The unseen brush of angels' wings brushed against her cheek, and she surrendered herself to the light. "Tonight, the chains of doubt will break," the bishop continued, as if he knew the whispers of hearts around him. "It is time for your release from every affliction. The Lord walks among us." His words ignited a fire within the people. Hands reached for each other, clasping tightly, lives entwined in shared belief. Each being felt the power of community wrap around them like a cocoon of faith. Was it possible? Could healing rush into their midst like a flood? Anna opened her eyes just as a profound calm engulfed the space. This serene moment felt like a blanket of clarity resting on her shoulders. "Help us, Lord," she whispered, before her gaze turned toward her children, who watched her wide-eyed with hope. "Help us believe. Help us receive." Outside, a cool wind began to howl, rustling the leaves of ancient trees that stood as sentinels over the village. A strange hush fell over the crowd, as though nature herself paused to witness the unfolding miracle. The candles flickered violently, and the air became charged with a palpable energy, vibrating with anticipation. Suddenly, the bishop raised his hand, calling for silence. "Trust is a bridge that leads to comfort," he proclaimed. He stepped forward, his eyes piercing through the darkness towards Anna. "You, dear woman, are called tonight to experience the fullness of God's promise." Anna felt heat flooding her body at his words. A warm glow enveloped her as if pure joy poured over her like water. Her heart lifted as the room shifted. She stood there, fragile yet resolute, a vessel ready to bear witness to divine intervention. Just as she took a step towards the altar, a deep hush fell again. The lights dimmed for a heartbeat, then blazed anew, illuminating every face with a brilliant, ethereal light, creating a shimmering halo around the bishop. Gasps arose as the crowd stirred, their eyes wide with wonder, grasping at what lay before them. "What just happened?" Mary whispered, eyes reflecting the resplendent sight. The collective spirit surged, a current of belief winding through the air, so strong it felt tangible as Anna stood entranced. She realized she was no longer just a vessel of hope, but part of a divine tapestry. Something greater was at work, threading belief into reality, and her soul soared. Now, at the brink of her miracle, she felt an urgency, a divine calling to react. What would this transformation mean for her family, her village? And as the profound light enveloped her once more, Anna asked herself, were they ready for the depth of grace about to flow? The moment of divine intervention was looming, but what would it reveal? The air crackled with an unspoken promise, each heartbeat intertwining with the rising tide of faith. Anna could scarcely breathe, her spirit electrified by the potential for change. The flickering lights seemed to pulse in rhythm with the hopes of the gathered. Each soul present was aware this was a sacred moment that as the bishop approached the altar, he appeared both regal and humble. His eyes glistened, capturing the candlelight like divinely attuned prisms. "Look not to the past, nor to the scars that weigh your spirit down," he intoned, his voice soothing yet commanding. "Tonight is a night of new beginnings." Around her, whispers intensified, exciting the atmosphere as if 1,000 prayers were being exchanged silently among the congregation. Anna squeezed Mary's hand tighter, their trust thinning the veil of uncertainty. It was a tangible bond, one woven from mutual longing for healing. Believe, the bishop's voice thundered gently, drowning doubts that lingered in the corners of every heart. For what seems impossible to man is but the spark of God's power. Let it ignite within you. Anna felt the surge of something deep inside her, lifting her burdens, clearing her path. What if tonight changed everything? She closed her eyes again, opening her heart wide. She could feel the warm tendrils of divine love wrapping around her, coaxing forth every hidden hope, every unspoken desire. Time felt suspended, each moment lingering in the air, heavy with possibility. Suddenly, the bishop raised his arms, and a radiant light poured forth, illuminating the altar and spilling out over the congregation like golden honey. It washed over them, cooling fears and warming souls, leaving a sheen of divine promise. What do you seek? The bishop's voice struck like a bell, echoing against walls lined with prayer. Anna found herself stepping forward, pulled by an invisible thread. Her heart pounded a wild rhythm, uncertainty mixing with an urgent expectation. In that moment, the room collectively hushed, eyes turning toward her, each gaze filled with compassion. I seek healing for my family, Anna exclaimed, the words bursting forth from a place buried deep within her. An unearthing of both pain and hope as she stepped closer. The light enveloped her like a cocoon, and the world fell away. The candles, flickering with zeal, cast shadows dancing behind her. Whispers of encouragement floated through the air, vibrant and alive. Miraculously, the bishop knelt before her, bending his head as if listening to a divine whisper. The Lord has heard your cry, he declared, looking up with piercing eyes full of conviction. Something shifted in the air, a current of faith that swirled around them. The words set forth by the bishop echoed back, reverberating within her spirit, surrounding Anna in warmth and comfort. Stand in your truth, dear child. Receive what is meant for you. And in that instant, everything turned still. A clarity washed over her, and she could see the faces of loved ones. Their eyes reflected her yearning, mirroring the deep truth that resonated within her. She felt something physical brush against her heart, like the gentle touch of a feather. It was pure, soft, and healing. I believe, she whispered, as if rooted in a truth deeper than understanding itself. The moment held the weight of heaven's affirmation. Suddenly, a collective gasp flared throughout the congregation as the air shimmered, pulsating with life and energy. The warmth embraced her, wrapping her in divine promise while the bishop raised his hands high above, invoking a surge of miraculous might. But was it enough? Could her plea be the key that unlocked a greater reality? Or would her faith falter in the face of tomorrow's trials? As the atmosphere crackled with divine possibilities, Anna wondered if together they could explore the limits of their faith, stretch to new horizons. What awaited them all just beyond this moment of heavenly illumination? The anticipation lay thick in the air, awaiting revelation. The golden light still swirled around Anna as if holding her in a dance of faith. She could feel its warmth deepening within her, igniting a flicker of hope that now sparked in the hearts of those surrounding her. The bishop's voice, steady and firm, filled the sanctuary like a melody from heaven. Each cry for healing is a seed sown in faith. Let it grow. Nurtured by trust, it will blossom forth in your life, he proclaimed, the echo lifting the spirits like incense settling upon the altar. Anna opened her eyes, taking in the faces around her Mary's reassuring smile, the old lady in the front row with hands lifted in surrender, and the young couple united in prayer, longing ears ready to listen to God's response. She felt their collective support, an unseen armor woven from shared faith. What if faith can heal beyond wounds? A voice within her mused. The bishop stepped forward again, this time extending both hands towards the congregation. Fingers splayed wide, welcoming their vulnerability into the sacred light. Together, let us declare our needs. Together in unity, we find strength. His words washed over them like waves lapping the shore, washing away doubts, replacing them with an overwhelming sense of purpose. Anna closed her eyes, the weight of her family's struggles pressing against her heart. Lord, she whispered inside, trembling, I offer their pain to you. Please, let your miracle flow through me to them. Just then, she felt a tremor beneath her feet. The ground vibrated with promises made and bonds mended. The room began to shimmer again, the golden light growing into a pool of divine radiance at the altar. Anna's heart raced as the glory of God erupted with a gentle, fervent rush. With renewed fervor, she opened her eyes wider, ready to witness. In that moment, the light above shifted, spilling forth brilliant beams that reached towards those in need. Feel the Spirit moving. Open your hearts, the bishop called, his voice now a powerful chorus, enveloping them all beneath a divine embrace. Anna could see it, the healing taking shape. She noticed a man, once hunched over, now standing tall. A young girl, her laughter echoing like bells, joy radiating from her like a star breaking through the night. Miracles abound. Someone shouted from the back, an urgent wave of hope flowing through the congregation. God is here. One by one, shouts of jubilation filled the air, harmonizing with the rhythm of their faith. It was a symphony of souls uniting, each note a testament to their shared struggle and newfound resilience. Seek and you shall find, the bishop declared, a rallying cry that ignited a fire deep within Anna. She knew that this was her moment to connect, not just on her behalf, but for her family as well. Their challenges felt lighter as the divine presence swelled in the room. Lord, we believe, Anna shouted, her voice trembling with energy and love. A chorus arose from her lips, echoing like a tidal wave through the gathered souls. Among them, eyes sparkled with unwavering faith, and Anna felt the weight of uncertainty lift just as a radiant dove fluttered toward the altar. Could this moment lead to her family's transformation? Was possibility truly within reach? In her heart, that flickering hope transcended beyond mere longing. It became a beacon, illuminating the path ahead. Yet, with moments of light come shadows. What would happen when the congregation dispersed? Would the miracles expand beyond these walls? As the bishop lifted his hands high, a pause settled within the chamber, a crossroad, a junction between what they knew and what could be manifested. What awaited them as the veil began to lift again, revealing an even greater mystery of faith yet to unfold. Anna held her breath, a spark of anticipation igniting a hunger for the unfolding journey ahead. As the golden light ebbed and flowed, filling the sanctuary with an aura of divine potential, Anna felt her heart thumping in rhythm with the palpable energy around her. The air seemed to shimmer with whispers of hope, lifting her spirit higher, daring her to embrace the unfolding miracles. Open your eyes, the bishop implored, his voice piercing through the stillness that had settled. Look around you. Healing is happening. Do you see? The Lord moves among us. His fervor stirred something deep within Anna, and she turned to witness the transformations, each face illuminated by grace, each heart a testament to faith's power. She caught sight of Mary, her old friend, eyes brimming with tears as she clasped her hands together in gratitude. It's real, Mary exclaimed, her voice breaking with emotion. Anna, just feel it. The warmth is everywhere. Anna closed her eyes and focused inward, trusting the light to seep into her own being. Filling the cracks woven from past grief and worry, she lifted her gaze once more. She noticed a figure in the rear, a man wrestling with doubt despite the joy around him. Anxiety tightened his brow. What if it doesn't happen for me? He muttered, the words hanging in the air like a chill. Anna sensed his struggle, and at that moment, she realized that faith wasn't just about personal miracles. Capturing light in her heart, she turned to him, a gentle smile forming. Sometimes hope takes time, she reassured him. But never doubt both your worthiness and God's timing. The man's face softened, the tension easing away as he returned her smile, knitted by the golden threads of shared faith. Anna's resolve strengthened as she began to weave thoughts of her own family into the tapestry of prayers rising toward heaven. Lord, I believe you can touch their hearts, just as you are touching ours, she declared softly. A gentle breeze stirred within the sanctuary, carrying the scent of lilacs, mingled with the warmth of candlelight. Each flickering flame seemed to dance with the rhythm of their unified prayers, growing stronger as the atmosphere thickened with expectancy. In that moment, Anna felt an inkling of a warning shadows could encroach upon the brightness they were forging here. Seize this moment, the bishop's voice rang out, rallying those present. Claim your healing now. Each breath we take must fill the space with intent and soul. What is it that you seek? His words echoed, resonating deep within Anna's core. What if healing doesn't just mean the absence of pain? What if it signifies wholeness, a transformation we've yet to fully comprehend? Among the echoes, the words spun a web of contemplation. Did she dare to accept that real healing might carry different forms? What if she could lead her family toward a greater understanding of love, unity, and even purpose in their struggles? She raised her hands in an act of surrender, letting the glorious light bathe her in warmth, and offered herself to the divine promise of transformation unfolding within and around her. Lord, if you're doing this, make me a vessel for my family. A soft murmur cascaded through the ranks, affirming her call. Yet a question lingered in the air, heavy like dew. Would they have the courage to hold on to their faith once outside these walls? To fight against the worldly shadows? Before her stood the reality of both light and obscurity, the balance of healing and hardship as the celebration surged forth. Anna felt a stirring deep within her soul, a calling to deeper surrender. What if God's plan was not just for the moment, but an invitation to walk in everlasting faith? She pondered. The final strains of prayer woven around them felt like a curtain drawing back on an extraordinary scene yet to be revealed. What lay in store, waiting beyond the threshold of this sacred space? Would the test of faith deepen into an unyielding testament of love and healing? Her heart quickened at the thought. The journey had only just begun. The vibrant energy of the sanctuary pulsed like a heartbeat, drawing Anna deeper into the moment. Each breath she took filled her with a renewed sense of purpose, whether it stemmed from the light flooding her senses or from the hopeful faces surrounding her. Yet, still, shadows of doubt whispered softly in the corners of her mind. What path would they walk back into when the service concluded? How would they carry this light into the world waiting outside? As the bishop continued to preach passionately, Anna remained fixed on her commitment. "Make me a vessel," she had said. She opened her heart to the universe as if it were a flower stretching toward the sun, eager for every bit of poetic grace to pour into her. Her spirit danced between the expectations of the miracle and the reality of the challenges awaiting her with the ones she loved. The hymns began again, floating through the air like doves released to soar freely. Each note resonated like a bell chiming across hills, softly telling stories of cherished promises, stories of healing, forgiveness, and love. Anna's heart resonated along, every word igniting a sacred longing to embody those very messages. "Lord, let my life be a testament of your goodness," she whispered fervently, feeling powerful warmth radiate from her palms. From the far side of the sanctuary, she noticed Mary pacing, flickering with nervous energy. The weight of reality seemed heavy on her friend. She had so many burdens, including family strife, health issues, and fears of inadequacy. "Mary," Anna murmured, stepping forward with a gentle smile. "Trust in his goodness. Let every worry dissolve into this moment. We are not alone." Mary met her gaze, a glimmer of hope reflecting back. Together they clasped hands, uniting their spirits in prayer. Around them, others began to join in, forming a circle of faith. There was something profoundly beautiful, like a tapestry of strength woven by their sincerity and love. "I stand against the shadows in the name of the one who brings light," the bishop proclaimed, stirring the congregation. Anna felt the tangible power behind those words. Yes, this was not just about personal healing, but healing that rippled through their lives and inspired their loved ones toward greater faith. It was a communal lifting, binding their own stories into the greater love of Christ. Suddenly, as if the sanctuary itself resonated with their prayer, a hush fell. The collective breath, still and expectant, marked the impossible closeness to what they all sought: sacred intervention. The candles flickered, casting a divine glow. Anna's heart raced, pulsing in rhythm with the collective prayer, intertwined with expectation and longing. "My family, Lord," she resumed her silent petition, feeling almost desperate in her desire. Guide them closer to you. Help them find peace, clarity, and healing. Wrap your love around them. Help them see your light in the shadows. The words were heavy, wrapped in both yearning and hope, reverberating through her core with every silent beat. A soft symphony emerged, as the congregation joined in a harmonious response, echoing the intention of healing and transformation. As they rose, Anna caught the flicker of candlelight dancing madly around her, and she realized that while shadows may lurk, faith indeed lit a path even in the darkest of nights. With the vibrations of their prayers fading into the air, Anna felt propelled forward, fueled by purpose. But amid the fervor, a newfound question arose that twinged with urgency. How far were they willing to go to protect this light when faced with impending challenges? Suddenly, the reality of what lay ahead seemed to loom closer. What if their faith was tested in ways they hadn't anticipated? And were they prepared to continue believing when it felt like a battle? The answers seemed elusive, trapped within the sacred haze of the moment, fueling her longing for the greater understanding. The anticipation shimmered in the air like an unspoken promise. Would the struggles they soon faced deepen their faith or shake their very foundation? Bound together, they stood on the brink of a journey leading to profound revelation. The moment lingered, and Anna's heart buzzed with excitement and uncertainty, knowing the true adventure was only beginning. What awaited them on this extraordinary journey of faith? Would they come to understand that real transformation often emerges from the shadows? The air grew thicker, wrapped in a blend of faith and concern. As the congregation shifted and murmured, Anna felt an almost electric anticipation thrumming beneath her skin. She glanced around, eyes meeting other familiar faces. Each person bore their own burdens, their own flickering hopes. The room was filled not just with prayer, but with life vulnerability wrapped in belief. Lord, make us bold. Anna whispered again, the familiar warmth enveloping her heart. She sensed Mary beside her, still trembling slightly but holding steady with Anna's grip. It's in the depths of our fears that your light shines the brightest. As if in response, the bishop's voice wove through the air, rising with an urgency that was contagious. Believers, we are at the crossroads. We must carry our faith like a torch into the world, undeterred by the struggles that surround us. Anna's heart raced as she felt the truth in his words. They were indeed at a turning point. What if the trials they faced were not meant to break them but to build them anew? Maybe the struggles were pathways carved for their growth, not chains to bind them. The choir started a new song, a melody filled with yearning and hope. Anna closed her eyes, letting the music wash over her like waves. Each note resonated within her, stirring something deep and primal. The message echoed. Healing was possible, change was within reach, and they were not alone. The support of the faithful flickered like the candles around her, illuminating the way forward as the song reached a crescendo. Anna opened her eyes, her gaze sweeping over the faces in the congregation. What would their next steps be? Each day brought new uncertainties, but the essence of faith was found in the journey, embracing every moment with open hearts. We must share this light, Anna breathed, looking firmly at Mary. Whatever we face together, we can do it. Remember how we prayed today, how we reached out to each other. It's time to take that spirit into our lives. Mary's eyes brightened, and she nodded. Yes, together. Her words were a testament of their friendship, a pledge that could not be broken. Suddenly, the air shimmered with possibility as the bishop laid a hand over a cherished old Bible resting on the altar. Let us not forget that his plans are unfathomable. He meets us in our trials. He speaks to our very souls. The congregation erupted in a fervent response, voices intertwining in that sacred space. They were a tapestry woven together by faith, responding to the call for divine transformation. Amidst the rising energy, Anna felt a knot of anxiety in her stomach, a creeping question that tugged at her thoughts. Would her family embrace this light, or would they resist it, trapped in shadows of their own choosing? The love she felt for them mingled with worry, creating an ache in her heart. Stay strong, Anna, she whispered to herself, holding tightly to the faith that had brought her this far. Around her, the sanctuary vibrated with renewed zeal. Yet there was no denying that each person faced their own shadows and doubts. Could the healing they sought permeate through their uncertainties? Would they emerge on the other side transformed, united in purpose? As the final echoes of the song faded into an expectant silence, a palpable realization dawned on Anna. Trials were not just to be endured. They were to be embraced. Their struggle could birth miracles. As the congregation began to disperse, Anna felt the weight of possibility resting heavily on her shoulders. She turned to Mary, who was still holding her hands tightly. "Let us take this light beyond these walls," she urged. A fire ignited within her spirit. Mary nodded, determination shining through her nervousness. "I'm ready. But what will that look like when we step back into our realities?" Together, they crossed toward the sanctuary doors, where sunlight streamed invitingly through. Each step felt monumental, every moment daring them to embrace the unknown. They were on the brink of something extraordinary. A genuine manifestation of faith awaited them. The journey outside loomed ahead, layered with possibilities, curiosity wrapping around their hearts. Would they witness true transformation amidst trials? Or would their fears eclipse the light? With resolve and a sense of the divine pressing against their souls, Anna felt a whisper from the universe resonate within her. What God had not yet revealed was just starting to unfold. As Anna stepped into the sunlight, the warmth enveloped her like a comforting embrace. She squinted against the brilliant glow, feeling a quickening in her spirit. The moment felt alive, pulsing with potential. The fear that had crept in earlier began to dissolve, replaced by a fervent expectancy. "Here we go," Anna said, her heart hammering in rhythm with the steps she took. They walked together down the road from the church, passing the familiar sights of their neighborhood. Children played in the park, laughter dancing through the air. A stark contrast to the weighty thoughts swirling in Anna's mind. She glanced at the houses, a tapestry of lives woven together with struggles and stories. "Mary," Anna began, her voice soft, "what if we reached out to people in our community? Shared the message of hope we felt in there?" Mary's eyes brightened. "You mean like a gathering? We could invite them to share their fears and hopes. Show them they're not alone." A surge of excitement coursed through Anna. "Yes, we can create a safe space for honesty and connection. This is what we need, right?" They brainstormed as they walked, each idea igniting the other's enthusiasm. What started as uncertainty transformed into a vision layered with excitement and purpose. The world was still heavy, but now there was a shift to hope that spread like sunlight breaking through clouds. They passed by Mrs. Thompson's garden, vibrant flowers blooming defiantly against the backdrop of winterous remnants. Anna admired the colors, all tenaciously alive. The thought struck her suddenly, what if that was them, too? Bursting through the darkness with their faith and strength. "Let us do it," Anna breathed, resolve building in her chest. "Let us host a gathering in my backyard. We'll have snacks, music, maybe even some testimonies. We can show people how faith has transformed us." Mary cheered with a joyous squeal, clapping her hands. "Yes, that's brilliant. Think about how we can share what we learned today. We have to invite everyone we know. This will be our way of shining that light." With a newfound purpose, they hurried home to start planning. The house felt different, filled with energy and purpose as they worked. Posters were drawn, messages crafted, and smiles were exchanged with every small decision. Anna's earlier worries began to recede, replaced by the thrill of unity and longing for a deeper connection. Soon, dusk approached, casting shadows across her room where they sat amidst notes and colored paper. Anna stared out the window, her thoughts drifting back to her family. She wondered what they would think. Would they feel the warmth of gathering? Would they find reason to hope where they had felt despair? "Hey," Mary's voice pulled her back. "What's on your mind?" Anna hesitated, the worry creeping back like fog. I'm anxious about my family. They've been through so much. What if they don't see it, Mary? What if they refuse that light?" Mary squeezed her hand reassuringly. "But we're not just sharing our light, Anna. We're inviting them to encounter something real, something divine. We can't control how they respond, but we can show them what true faith looks like. Her friend's words were a balm to her anxious thoughts. You're right. We can't pull them into the light, but we can show them the way. And with him guiding us, the room filled with a palpable presence as they shared their hopes. The air bristled with potential. They felt it, the fragrance of divine intervention sparking their courage. Then, in that quiet, profound moment, a thought flickered. Mary, Anna said slowly, what if this gathering isn't just about sharing hope? What if it's a turning point for all of us? Mary looked intrigued, her eyes open wide. What do you mean? What if we all receive something miraculous that night? What if the healing we seek begins with our willingness to move forward in faith? The idea hung in the air, heavy with promise, stirring something deep within both of them. Underneath the vast glow of the evening sky, they realized they stood at the cusp of a divine journey, ready to confront their fears and embrace the impossible. What would happen when faith collided with their reality? As Anna closed her eyes, she felt the whisper return. What wonders awaited them just around the corner? The days leading up to the gathering slipped by like whispers in the wind. Each dawn brought an urgency, an unmistakable call echoing in Anna's heart. She felt it deep within her, a stirring that compelled her forward while casting away her lingering doubts. Every moment was filled with purpose. The backyard transformed, adorned with colorful streamers and soft lights, flickering like stars preparing to witness something beautiful. She and Mary spent hours arranging chairs, setting up a small table for refreshments, and tying delicate ribbons like prayers woven into the very fabric of their gathering as excitement bubbled within her. Anna often paused to reflect. She'd stare out into the garden again, the vibrant blooms reminding her that life continues to flourish, even amidst the harshest realities. The laughter of children played on repeat in her mind, but it was the thought of her family that pulled at her heartstrings. How would her parents respond? Would her brother even consider joining? The possibilities swirled, consuming her with hope and fear. On the evening before the gathering, as dusk painted the sky in gentle hues, Anna found herself knee-deep in thoughts. She went for a walk, letting the cool air soothe her mind while she sought clarity. The street lanterns lit her path, their warm glow a reminder that she wasn't walking alone. In every step, her heart whispered prayers. Back home, Mary was already in the living room, surrounded by stacks of brochures and hand-painted invitations. Look, she exclaimed, holding up a sign they had made together. It read, "You are invited to a night of hope and healing." It's perfect, Mary. Anna smiled, even as her chest tightened with anticipation. Do you think our friends will come? Mary asked, a note of uncertainty creeping into her voice. I hope so. More importantly, I hope they feel welcomed. Like they belong, Anna replied, thoughts circling back to her family. It's not just about the numbers. It's about real connection, touching lives, maybe even healing hearts. As evening fell, they lit candles, filling the space with a flickering warmth. The scent of baked goods wafted through the air, mingling with the scents of fresh flowers from the garden. Anna stood for a moment, absorbing it all, feeling the vibrations of something beginning, something divine lurking at the edges of their humble plans. That night, Anna struggled to sleep. Phrases of hope tumbled through her mind like raindrops on a tin roof. She felt a pull. What if this gathering wasn't just for their village, but also for her family's restoration? Were they about to experience a move of God that none of them expected? The next day arrived like a fresh canvas. As Anna and Mary prepared, the sky seemed to bloom in radiant light, and her soul soared. Each invitation they delivered felt like an arrow sent forth, reaching to pierce hearts long cloaked in doubt and desperation. Do you feel it? Mary whispered as they paused, both feeling the air charged with anticipation, an atmosphere thick with something inexplicable. Yes, it's as if the heavens are opening up. What if this really is a turning point? Anna exclaimed, heart racing at the thought. And just as the sun began to set, they stood in her backyard, nervous laughter mingling with spirited conversations, a gathering of souls yearning for light. Faces filled their space, some familiar, some strangers. Each voice carried stories of heartache, glimmers of hope. And then, amidst the laughter and chatter, Anna spotted a familiar figure. Her brother, Ethan, stood at the edge of the crowd, uncertainty etched across his face. A spark ignited within her, a flicker of possibility. Could he bear witness to the healing they longed for together? Suddenly, a voice broke through the noise, calling for quiet. As the moment hung like an unspoken prayer in the air, Anna's heart pounded with both excitement and fear. Could this gathering be the moment of divine encounter? Would they embrace the miraculous awaiting within? As the evening unfolded, Anna held her breath, hopeful for what might come next. What wonders awaited them when faith took center stage? The garden lights twinkled like diamonds in the soft glow of dusk, illuminating the faces of the gathered community. Each person here had their own wounds, their own stories of struggle, but tonight, they were united under a shimmering canopy of hope and a longing for healing. Anna stood at the front, heart thundering. "Welcome," she called out, her voice powerful yet tender. "We're here to share our stories, uplift each other, and open our hearts to the divine touch that can transform our lives." The murmurs of acceptance flowed through the crowd like a gentle river. She felt a wave of support wrap around her, a steady rhythm of belief amidst the palpable anxiety. Everyone had come, whether clouded by doubt or soaring on faith, all willing to discover what miracles might unfold as introductions were made. Anna spotted Ethan lingering quietly at the back, arms crossed tightly, as though shielding himself. Her heart sank for a moment, turbulent waves of worry crashing inside. Would he allow himself to feel? But there was no room for doubt. "Let us take a moment to pray together," Anna announced, looking at her brother's shadowed form. "Join me in asking for the divine to enter this gathering, to wrap us with love, and let us witness his goodness." Heads bowed, the air thickened with intention. Anna's voice rose in fervor. "Lord, we invite you. Fill this space with your love. Allow every heart to feel your presence. We seek connection, healing, and hope." As she finished, candle flames flickered dramatically in response, a physical manifestation of divine approval. Anna opened her eyes, heart coursing with power, as she lifted her gaze across the faces turned toward her. Suddenly, the gentle breeze stilled. A hush fell over the crowd. Everyone felt an unspoken promise in the moment. It was sacred, charged with possibility. She began. "Each of us carry burdens that heave against our spirit's fears, losses, and unhealed wounds." Her voice rang with truth. "But tonight, I believe we can lay them down, allow them to mingle with our faith, spark our hope, and witness healing. Let us share not just our struggles, but our triumphs, our sources of light." As Anna opened the floor for testimonies, stories unfolded. A young girl spoke of finding freedom from anxiety, while an elderly couple shared tears of joy for restored health after years of pain. Each account flew higher into the heavens, stitching their spirits together with threads of divine connection. Mary stepped forward, her voice quavering but full of courage. "I was lost, held captive by fear for too long. But through faith and community, I've seen God's hand work wonders." Light erupted in the gathering space, energizing Anna further. Eager hands lifted, calling out in unity. "Fear is not my end. Healing is possible." And then, as if drawn by an invisible thread, Ethan found himself stepping closer. His eyes searched the crowd, landing on Anna, who offered him an encouraging smile. "You're here with us, brother. Your story matters. Do you wish to share?" She beckoned, feeling the warmth of divine dispersal in the atmosphere. His brows furrowed, incredulity warring with hope. "I've only ever seen shadows, Anna. They keep me bound." Pausing, he appeared caught between surrender and resistance. "Ethan," she replied gently, her heart reaching for him. "What if tonight you allow God to show you that even shadows can be turned to light? You were never meant to carry this alone." The congregation leaned in, breaths held, entwined in unity and faith. The air thickened with divine invitation. Ethan's gaze softened. "I don't want to be afraid anymore." A collective gasp of realization surged through those gathered. People echoed his clarity. Together, together in faith, Anna affirmed, stepping toward him, heart ablaze with love and purpose. Tell of your struggles and let hope bloom where there was once despair. With renewed strength, Ethan spoke, gratitude spilling forth. My fears held me captive, but I see now the walls weren't just built of doubts, they were built just as much from my unwillingness to step into the light. Tears began to stream down his face, and Anna's heart raced in unison with the miracles unfolding. Around them, whispers of encouragement surged. Step into the light, Ethan. You are loved. The outpouring of love washed over him, a tide of blessings enveloping them both. In that moment, the walls of uncertainty fell away. Ethan stepped fully into the circle of warmth, surrounded by familiar faces, gripped by shared tears, upheld by shared spirits. As Anna reached for him, she felt the room vibrate with the intensity of transformation. In this light we will find healing, not just as individuals but as a family, she proclaimed, tears glimmering in her own eyes. The light swirled around them, wrapping the congregation in a fabric of unity. The bishop's voice echoed from the back, calling forth the divine presence. Let us pray for healing to flow from this moment forward. Embrace the sacred energy that has ignited in our hearts. Just then, healing surged through the room, a brilliant energy that resonated with love bigger than themselves. Feel it, Anna cried out, lifting her arms toward the glowing candlelight. Feel the tension ease. Feel the burdens lift. Gasps of surprise and shouts of joy filled the air, mingling seamlessly. People linked hands, lifting them high in celebration, hearts beating with newfound fervor. We are transformed. We are changed. In that instant, freedom poured over the gathered souls, and Anna felt the unconditional grace flow through her and her brother, healing old wounds and forging connections unbreakable. As laughter erupted and the weight of silence shattered into fireworks of joy, Anna realized that light would not only guide them through their struggles but also define their futures. They were witnessing an extraordinary unfolding, and with every heart set free, the love radiated, illuminating the path once further ahead. The gathering became more than an event. It blossomed into a movement that swept through Hopewell, echoing with testimonies, faith, and hope. The unity established here would ripple across their families, transcending each threshold into strength and divine connection. Anna took a breath, absorbing the magnitude of what had just occurred. Lord, thank you for your divine transformation. We are eternally grateful for the light. And in that sacred moment, shadows faded into the distance, as new beginnings soared effortlessly into the embracing horizon. You need to subscribe now to not miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help others discover this amazing message. Comment your reactions and testimonies about the ending. Your voice matters. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation. This is the moment to show your support. And only true servants of God understand the importance of supporting this channel through these actions. Don't wait even one more second to share.